All right, we got Minnie starting on the 71 Chevelle, and what she's doing, she's prepping it up to go ahead and strip the paint off of this. And we've already went over the car pretty extensively. We did find some rust right here in this corner. We found some rust. And if you want to see the opening introduction of the video set that we're making on this, go back in my videos and find that. And it's going to be a beautiful restoration process. This is an awesome car, and the transition that we're going to make on it is going to be unbelievable. But so as we're going down, you can see it's got a lot of dings in it and a lot of imperfections. I wouldn't call it major dents, but it does have your typical overall bodywork that needs done to it. Now, one thing we found some bodywork that was done in this area right here, and as we were testing it out, we can see that this car has been stripped to bare metal before. The car has been painted, and they stripped it to bare metal. We also found some rust down here on the lower quarter panels on both of those, and then right here we found major rust on both fenders on the lower sections of the fenders, front fenders themselves. But what we're going to do now is we are in the process. We need to get this stripped down to bare metal. And what Minnie's doing is she is taping everything off that we do not want stripper on, and this is one of them. You're going to tape that off, double tape it, or what? Yep. Okay, so we took the lens off and the frame of the marker light. So she is now taping off the housing, and then she's going to also put tape around the headlights, and because we want to go ahead and strip the paint off the whole car. And to actually remove these, it's a bit of a chore to get those off without taking the fenders off, so we're going to go ahead and strip those on the car itself. And the way that we're going to strip this is we are going to hand strip it. We are not going to have this blasted. We're not going to have any type of soda blasting, what is that called, dustless blasting. None of that's going to happen. This car will be stripped by hand due to the fact of the rarity of it, and we don't want to take a chance of warping panels. And even if we soda blasted it, it would really be a mess, because as you can see, this is not going to be a total inside-out restoration. It does have the interior in it, but the owner of the vehicle is going to finish that out himself. And this is basically an overall professional paint job. And when I say that, we will be painting the jambs, but we will not be taking the doors off of the vehicle to do that. We basically said the same thing about this car, which is a 62 Nova, that we were not going to remove any panels on this car to paint it. And look where we're at on this one today. So things could change, we just don't know, but as of right now, we're not going to take any of the panels off. We possibly will take the trunk lid off and the hood and the fenders, but we will probably leave the doors on the car unless we run into serious action where we will have to remove them like we did on this one.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
So if I didn't mention it, this is a 1971 big block, 4-speed Chevelle, number matching car. The car is from Pennsylvania. I believe it's a one-owner car. Actually, this is a two-owner car now because the owner of the vehicle now purchased the car from the other guy. It could be a three-owner car, whatever the car is, it now is owned by this guy, and we will be transforming it in. Now I do want to show you the door jambs on this. If you look at the door jamb, you can see a slight variance in color from the outside, and this is the original paint right here. So this is actually a shade lighter than the outside of the vehicle, and it's very hard to tell while we are standing here, but this car has been painted before. The jambs were never painted, you can see that, and that's what might lead us into removing the doors off the car, is that action right there to really get it precisely done right. I suggest before you open anything and start actually using the product, make sure that you're using some very good thick rubber gloves, and get yourself a paint mask so you don't breathe the contents of the formula into your lungs.
And it might be a wise idea to go ahead and use safety glasses as well. So now we can put our can on the side like this, and then we're going to come over here like this. And we have now put the stripper into our bottle using the lid that they supply to do that with. And then we're going to go ahead and do a demonstration on the fender right here using our Cooper stripper. We're going to get it to start.
You twist the end.
Okay, so we don't want it coming straight out. We want it to be a spray. And we're going to cover it vigorously, just like this. Stay out of the wind. You can see it already working right here. Look at that, look. You see it?
Yep.
Look at that.
Wow.
We're going to go ahead and set that down there. We're going to wait approximately 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to come back and repeat our process, and we're going to do that 2 more times before we start to remove the paint. But if you look real close, look at this. This is within seconds of using it. The stripper is activating immediately.
Okay, it's been sitting approximately 30 minutes with one coat. Now I want to show you something here, and I did this on purpose to let you know. Most stripper you brush on. Let me show you what happens when you brush this on. This is designed to be sprayed on, okay? So I went ahead and brushed it right here. This is where I brushed it, and you can see by brushing it, it actually doesn't activate properly like it would if you sprayed it on. Do you see the difference? Now, I remember when we did the other cars that we did brush some of the areas because the sprayer wasn't working properly or functioning right. And it still works when you brush it, but I believe that you get a better action when you actually spray it. So I just wanted to show you that. and let you know that that's the situation. So now it's been sitting for approximately 30 minutes, and you can see right here, look at this. So we're going to go ahead and spray another coat on it and let it sit for another 30 minutes, and we'll proceed to do that 3 times before we start removing any paint. I went ahead and went to the store and I bought me some super heavy duty gloves because this stuff is very strong, and to be honest with you, regular rubber gloves does not help. Now I do got good ventilation in my shop. I got my doors open and we're not really breathing it, so I'm going to go ahead and continue without a mask for right now. But when I spray it, I want to use a mask. That's very important. So we got our steel wool here. And we got our Scotch-Brite. Let me take those off. Let me show you what's going on. They give you steel wool. You don't have to go to Home Depot or Harbor Freight or anywhere else to buy it. They already give it to you. And look how much they give you in your kit. And the thing I like about this steel wool, it's in a big roll. Do you see that? So you just kind of unroll it like this. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take some scissors and we're going to cut it like that. And there you go. Now the Scotch-Brite, I don't really want to use that right now. We're actually going to use this with the flush when we wash our car off. So we're going to put this to the side. We're not going to use this right now. And then another tool that I'm going to use is, where's my scrapers? Here they are over here. Okay, did I have one under here? Yes, I did. I got a scraper here. This is just an old scraper. I've had this for many years. You can see it's used for paint stripping. And we're going to use this to see what happens. And there's 2 more things you should have handy with you. A nice portable trash can and a bucket of water. Now what the bucket of water is for is if you get any stripper on your skin, go over there, get the water, and put it on your skin. That will deactivate. What?
Neutralize.
That neutralizes or deactivates the stripper. So we're going to go ahead. This is 3 coats. And it's taking the paint off right down. You can see it's taking the paint off right down to the primer. Now I waited an hour, and in my shop right now it's 92 degrees. I might have waited too long. And that's the situation. You got to calculate by the weather that you're working in and what the time frame is to where it actually dries like it's dried here. So we should have actually hit this at approximately 30 minutes after we have put our 3rd coat on. Alright, we got the main layer of paint off of the fender, and what I'm doing now to speed things up, I got my D.I.Y sander with 36 grit, and I'm just going over it to bust through the primer or whatever the bottom coat is. Then we're going to get over here, we're going to do the whole fender this way. see by using the DA with 36 grit, we went ahead and busted through the final layer of paint on this down to the metal. Now what that's going to do for us, it's going to let our stripper penetrate underneath all of the leftover paint, and then it should come off very quickly with our steel wool. And you can see by using our steel wool now that it's coming off really nice. Look at that. Now we got some black self-etch primer underneath this, which we can take our DA sander when we're all done and go over that with 80 grit, because we're going to have to anyway, and it will remove the rest that we don't get off. So we're removing all the paint and excess of primer, and what I'll do is I will repeat my process probably one more time on top of this, and I think we'll be done. So it's going to be a 3-stage process on this car, which is actually pretty good. You can see it comes right off the pot metal. Look at that, Minnie. The trick is to catch this while it's still wet. I mean, this weather is really giving us a shakedown on this. If this was in early spring or late fall, it would go a lot better. Am I right, Minnie?
Yeah. Being this hot, you should probably really do smaller sections.
Yeah. Alright, what we're doing, we are stripping our Chevelle. We're actually doing a chemical strip on it. We're using the Cooper Stripper Club stripper from New Zealand, and we've been working on the front end now for approximately, I don't know, 3 hours. The stripes were an atrocious nightmare. They were an atrocious nightmare to get off. The stripper, all it did is gum them up and turn it into Elmer's glue, am I right?
Pretty much.
Very, very big nightmare. That's what took us the longest. This is not circa 1981 aircraft stripper days, I can tell you that, where you just put a coat of stripper on and it takes it right down to the metal. So this is our last coat that we'll be applying to this, and then we will be relying on our, and look how hot it is. It's 90 degrees in my shop, and this stuff is just, I mean, it's evaporating right when you put it on. Look at that. I mean, even if I spray it on, I'm going to go ahead and spray it, and I will show you that even when you spray this stuff on, I mean, it just, now this is a brand new sprayer. I just opened this. Here it is. You want to get out of the way, it's going your way. Come over here behind me or something. So we're going to go ahead and continue to use this. And you can already see that it's eating the paint away. Look at it. Now I just got some of this on my arm, so what am I going to do? I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get my rag with my water and I'm going to let my arm down. That's the only way to neutralize this, with water. So yeah, a real mess. Let's go ahead and pour some right here, and then we'll just kind of do this. Yeah, we're stripping this car to bare metal, people. And if you want to get a quality job, this is what you got to do. This is it. So let me continue. We're just taking you randomly and showing you what's going on our 71 Chevelle to the end. And this is it. It's almost quitting. We'll get this stripped tonight, and then it'll be quitting time for us until tomorrow. So, yeah. All right, now that we've stripped the front end down, let's go ahead and look at it. What a mess. Doesn't matter what stripper you use, it's a mess. You can see we got the headlight frames. We got this fender, we got the hood finally. I don't know what kind of paint that was on there, but I'll tell you, it was a nightmare. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and take the flusher, which is actually our wash. This is a wash, and we are going to wash the metal with this, and that will deactivate the stripper that we have used. Now remember, this was stripped to bare metal at one time, or all the paint was removed down to the factory primer. We don't know, it's a mystery, but there was only one coat of paint on this, and it was repainted. So we're going to take our flusher like this, and this isn't dangerous. This is just a cleaner and a deactivator. So you're going to spray it down like that, and then once you've sprayed it down, what we're going to do, you don't have to wait, you just take your Scotch-Brite, and then we're going to wipe it down like this. Look at this. And I'm going to tell you, I don't care what anybody says, if you want a professional strip job and you want to keep the factory etching that is on this car, the only way to do it is hand strip like this. This is a pain in the ass, it's a bitch, but in the end, and you can ask Minnie, it pays off. So, and whatever's left over, we'll come back and get it with our 80 grit DA. So I'm really not worried. My main deal when I strip a car is I want to get the main paint and the main primer off, because I'm going to take my DA sander anyway and sand it down to remove everything else. So
Well, hey everybody. As you can see, we got super good news going on today. The car is stripped. And Pete's out here rinsing this baby off, getting all the scum. I hope I caught that. I wasn't looking at the camera. I hope y'all saw that. Almost ripped his fingers off probably. There's like 5,000 million PSI with that damn thing. Yeah, he's got to get all the grime off of the windows. And he might need some chemicals for some of it, but it's looking good. Looking good. A little bit of old body work. Not too much, really. Not too much rust, just a little bitty. Got a little bit of body. Woo! He almost got me. I think he did that on purpose. He got big rust right there. Did you almost slice your fingers off with that high pressure thing?
yes, I did.
Yeah, that wasn't very
So
smart.
you need to put the camera away so we can finish this up. We need to clean all the glass off.
All right. Woo.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.